President Yoon's decree of martial law, a first since 1980, in a nation where coups and military regimes had become a fading memory, immediately followed by the opposition calling on supporters and lawmakers to head to parliament. They've done so and now voted to reverse the decree. It's gone 2 a.m. in the South Korean capital. Let's cross to regional correspondent Yena Lee. Yena, what's the latest?
Well, it was at around 1 a.m. local time when the Speaker of the National Assembly submitted a resolution and 190 lawmakers managed to be present for the vote. It passed unanimously, meaning that everyone there wants an end to this martial law that the president had declared just a few hours before. Legally, President Yoon is obliged to comply. And after that vote, the leader of the opposition declared that the country is not under martial law right now and vowed that he and his party will protect the constitution with their lives. How Yoon will react remains to be seen. After all, he does not command a majority in parliament, and he certainly knew that this would happen, yet he did it anyway. He also named a martial law commander who banned parliamentary activity via a decree just hours before. After Yoon's shock announcement, the Supreme Court convened an emergency meeting, as did the Foreign Ministry. The situation is really quite confusing, very unclear right now for citizens, and apparently for a good part of the government as well. It seems like this martial law idea was made by everyone else appears to be scrambling for answers.
Scrambling for answers. Yena, we're, I guess, expecting to see what the next move will be by the president, as you say, as well, by the military.
Yeah, it's really confusing as to why he's chosen to do this at this point in time. I mean, he claims that this martial law is aimed at eradicating pro-North Korean forces and anti-state forces, as you heard there a little earlier. But until Yoon provides information on what could warrant his decision, all fingers will point to his political failures and the difficulties he's been facing as president. His government's agenda has been completely paralyzed ever since he took office in 2022. The parliament has been opposition controlled. Right now, even the Conservative People Power Party is struggling to push through next year's budget bill too. He's also been marred in a number of scandals, mostly involving his wife, and he's been dodging calls for independent investigations into all of this. The opposition, meanwhile, has been holding mass anti-government rallies. The latest took place on Saturday in central Seoul. Around 100,000 people took part in that, and it was the fifth such event. And now with this surprise move, this surprise declaration of martial law, there will be even more. I mean, right now in central Seoul, crowds have already been gathering, demanding Yoon's certainly a major political crisis in South Korea, a very risky bet President Yoon has made. I mean, will Koreans stay polarized with the Democrats criticizing him and the Conservatives praising him, or has he gone too far? We'll see certainly in the days to come.
Yena Lee, just very briefly, I mean, as I said earlier, martial law, something of the past. How big a surprise is this?
Pretty much a very big surprise, even though there had been rumors circulating months before. President Yoon named Army Chief of Staff Park Han-soon as the martial law commander. He's a man who's made the situation pretty clear a few hours ago, late Tuesday. He said that fake news and false propaganda are prohibited now. It's really raised a lot of red flags, alarm bells for people who appreciate the freedom of the press. I mean, in short, martial law restricts not just the freedom of the press and the freedom of expression, but also that of assembly and association. And for South Koreans, this is a particularly sensitive issue. These are dearly won rights. In Korea, the country was under authoritarian rule until 1987. Hundreds of thousands of Koreans protested back in the 80s. Hundreds lost their lives, and many more were imprisoned during that period. And the words martial law are simply a stark reminder of a very dark chapter in South Korea's modern history.
Yena Lee reporting live for us. Many thanks for that update.